So it looks like the English media and the England fans have found their new scapegoat. Over the international break, I've seen a Super Six banner outside Wembley. Jude Bellingham shouldn't start for England in the Euros. I've seen Craig Hope right here release two articles in the space of, 2 days about Jude Bellingham. Ex-players blaming media for fallout Jude Bellingham's petulance and all that stuff. He actually released another one as well, which I've got saved as well. Thomas Tuchel warned Jude Bellingham that behaviour is key. Listen, Craig Hope, just stick to Newcastle, mate, because trust me, bruv, Jude Bellingham is the least of your worries at the minute. Your club 14th in the league. You don't ever speak about players who are far superior than your football club. In fact, Jude Bellingham has won more in his career than any Newcastle player. Let that settle in for a second. Do you get what I'm saying? It's the new thing because there's no Man United player in the things. For those that don't know, if you're a Real Madrid fan watching and you're not English, throughout the years they've always slated Manchester United. They've always Man United players. It's always a Man United player. Whether it was Mainu in the Euros, whether it was Maguire, whether it was Beckham, whether it was Rooney, whether it was Rashford, whether it was Sancho, it's always been Man United. You had a whole of Wembley singing who the fuck are Man United, stand up if you hate Man United, all that stuff. It's always a Man United player. They've always scapegoated Man United players. And obviously there's not a Man United player in the squad unless you're counting Rashford, who's on loan at Barca. So they've looked like they've just turned their attention to another far superior football club who's far superior than any of these football clubs, these Burnleys and Leeds and all the shit clubs that go and watch England. Do you get what I'm saying? Actually give a shit about international football. Yeah. All the fans of all the shit clubs, etc., etc. For me, it's hilarious. They're talking down on Jude Bellingham. Listen, Jude Bellingham, I want to bring up the Rory point. Rory Jennings. So Rory Jennings has said, I think I've got it somewhere actually saved. Yeah, Rory Jennings has basically said that, obviously there's a bit of controversy right now with who should start. Morgan Rogers or Jude Bellingham. There's a lot of things that are causing right now. There's a lot of things talking about. Obviously, I understand these things are talking points. And I don't actually think this is a bad talking point. If you want to think, should Jude Bellingham start? I don't think that's a bad talking point. I'm talking about the hate that he's getting. And I think the hate is fucking absolutely disgusting. Disgusting if you ask me. Absolutely disgusting if you ask me. It's borderline vile. Especially when the English media literally gassed this guy up to high heavens over the last, 2 or 3 years. He was the golden child, and now all of a sudden they're trying to bring him down. It's what they do. They've done this so many times. They build you up, and then they just crumble you down, bro. Like Triple H did with Randy Orton back in 2004, bro, when he just absolutely told Batista just powerbomb him after he built him up and built him up. That's what happened. So that's what it's like. So Rory Jennings has basically said Bellingham deals with pressure that doesn't exist at Aston Villa. Nothing wrong with what he said, by the way. Factually true. The pressure of playing for Real Madrid is arguably you could argue is the most pressured thing you could do as a footballer. Playing for Real Madrid week in, week out. If you have one bad game, they're on you. They're booing you. It's true. They were booing him at half time at times. They booed these players. They booed Ramos. They booed Ronaldo. They booed their greatest ever player who scored more goals than games in Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah. So now imagine, do you get what I'm saying? Jude Bellingham, he's done stuff there. He's won the league. He's won the Champions League. But yeah, I mean, he's nothing like Cristiano Ronaldo or Sergio Ramos was. So the pressure of playing for Real Madrid for someone like Jude Bellingham, especially as an Englishman, who, the media always don't really go. They always go. They look what they did with Bale. Look what the Spanish media did with Bale. They'll go for Bellingham if he's not playing well, if he's got petulant attitude, if he's not got a strong attitude, if he's not really focused on football, focused on winning, if he's not dealing with the pressure, they'll get onto him. And then you get Aston Villa fans all in the quote tweets. This one here I've saved. This is exactly why England haven't won anything in 60 years. People in this country are too obsessed over big names rather than what is better for the good of the team as a collective. Now listen, I don't know about you lads, but I'm not saying Jude Bellingham, by the way, should start for England. But if you think that starting Morgan Rogers in the 10 is a better fit for England than starting Jude Bellingham, you want to have a word of yourself, mate. You want to have a word of yourself. What has Morgan Rogers ever done in his career? What has he ever done? Oh, but he's better as a collective. Now, I would agree, by the way. I agree. I personally disagree with the fact this is why England never won anything in 60 years. Because I could be, if I was explaining you why England never won anything in 60 years, I'll be here all day. But I agree. The likes of Gerrard and Lampard should never have been in the same team. It should have been Gerrard and Scholes and Carrick in the midfield. Yeah, Gerrard was better than Lampard. Scholes was better than them both. Gerrard and Lampard couldn't play together. They are too egotistical. Always, both of them wanted to be the main man. And Frank and Gerrard could do everything, really, in a midfielder you'd want him to do, other than maybe dictate play. And Lampard just always wanted to box crash. Lampard could do a lot of things with a football, but that's a conversation for another day. Do you get what I'm saying? That's ultimately why that midfield didn't work, because they both wanted to be the hero. None of them wanted to sacrifice themselves. And in fact, it was actually Scholes who sacrificed himself and played on the left, when he really and truly should have been Scholes and Carrick in the midfield with Gerrard a bit more advanced. I think that would have been the complete midfield for England during that era. But listen, that would work if you said to me Phil Foden or Cole Palmer in the 10 instead of Jude Bellingham. They're more of a team player. They are probably more of a team player. They're less egotistical. Definitely Phil Foden's less egotistical than Jude Bellingham. If you said to me Phil Foden ahead of Jude Bellingham, I'd agree. I'd go, oh, cool, that's fine. I wouldn't say I would agree, because Foden's been awful for England. But Cole Palmer, I wouldn't mind that. But Morgan Rogers has never done anything. Morgan Rogers plays in a semi-final. I promise you, he absolutely wets the bed. He wets the bed. Do you get what I'm saying? He wets the bed. He wets the bed. This Jude Bellingham slander and hate, yeah, and it is hate. It is hate. It's becoming, it's borderline disgusting. There's been numerous articles about it in the last couple of days. There was a Super 6 banner, as I said, yeah, that they held up. Oh, Jude Bellingham. Obviously, I understand they want to get people talking on that stuff. The fact that if Super 6 even ever, I'm not saying they would, ever asked me to do it, I would say no. I would say no. England right now have just done their best ever record-breaking World Cup qualifying campaign. Instead of celebrating that, all they're doing is slating their own player that they've been gassing up these last 3 years. It's absolute vile, and it's typical English media. Can't ever be happy. Can't ever be happy. Always got to find a scapegoat. Just setting it up for when if they don't win. Listen, Jude Bellingham probably won't play. Who's going to be their scapegoat if Jude Bellingham don't play? Who? Because there's no Man United player in the squad. No Man United, unless you count Rashford. And then maybe Luke Shaw might get in there, but I doubt they'll bring Luke Shaw. Do you get what I'm saying? I've seen, over the last 3 or 4 days, Leeds fans, Burnley fans, Wigan fans, I'm like, you'd all get on your 2 knees and do Glock 9000 to have a sniff of Jude Bellingham in your football club. Do you get what I'm saying? And a reminder to all the England fans, by the way, that's slating him. I'm not Jude Bellingham's biggest fan, but he's won the same amount of World Cups as England have. He won a World Cup 2 years ago, or a year ago, whatever it was. I think it was a year ago. Was it a year ago? I think it was. You know what I mean? You lot need to be grateful, yeah? Morgan Rogers should never get ahead of Jude Bellingham. I'm not saying Jude Bellingham should start. I would hear a midfield of, you know, a Declan Rice in there, a Phil Foden in there, a Cole Palmer in there, whoever. But Morgan Rogers ahead of Jude Bellingham and all this stuff, and it sent everyone up in arms. Jude Bellingham shouldn't be starting in England. I don't understand this assassination, once again, of Jude Bellingham. Is it because he rejected the Premier League? I don't know. I don't know what it is, because it's like, he rejected the Premier League, but you lot were all gassing him up just over a year ago. You were all gassing him up. It, like, as I said, Darren Fletcher in TNT Sports, when you was listening to Real Madrid when Real Madrid were playing in the Champions League and you were listening to him on the radio, yeah, not radio, but him commentating the games, yeah, bro, his head was so far up Jude Bellingham's backside, Jude Bellingham was coughing him out, yeah, it makes no sense to me, and someone who's genuinely not a Jude Bellingham fan, I think it's disgusting. This is exactly why, one of the main reasons why I don't support England. Yeah, I'm saying I'd rather Dilip win a header than ever support England. They've done this before. It's because there's no Man United player. They need someone to scapegoat. If Mainu was in there, they'd talk about Mainu. They did it last year. Do you get what I'm saying? All the England fans started hating on Mainu, saying Mainu's starting ahead of Walton and all this stuff, and Mainu ended up being England's best midfielder. Listen, I don't really care if Jude Bellingham proves them wrong or not. At the end of the day, Jude Bellingham has currently done more than 90% of that England squad. He's a better player than Morgan Rogers, factually. So, listen, it's an absolute disgrace. This is what's happening right now. Obviously, Ian Wright's come out and defended him as well. Big up to Ian Wright. Ian Wright's always usually on the right side of things. Ian Wright defends Jude Bellingham after the criticism from the English media. They need to create this kind of controversy because there's nothing else to say until the World Cup. So it's going to continue like this until the World Cup. They hate the fact they can't reach him. They hate the fact that they can't negatively influence his club career like they've done with so many others before him. A young man blessed, endowed and overflowing with talent and love. Nothing but nothing but facts with Righty. Yeah, and big up to everyone. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that sub button, all that good stuff. Turn those post notifications on as well. If you made it this far, you might as well. hit the hype button as well. I'm out, people. Peace.